Hello students, this is Veena, Assistant Professor in the Department of English, Institute of Aeronautical Engineering. Today we are going to learn in detail about the interpersonal communication, that which is very, very essential for your professional growth. Communication is the most important thing in your personal and as well as professional lives. But how is that you are going to develop this interpersonal communication with your colleagues, with your friends, with your family members and all the people around you? So let us try to understand the rules and the regulations and what is that criteria which is very, very essential in making and building the interpersonal communication. So let us try to understand its relevance and try to make your communication accurate and qualitative while developing good interpersonal communication skills. Let us get started. Interpersonal skills involve the ability to communicate and build relationships with each other. It is nothing but we are trying to build the relationships with each other, the people around us. And in the way of communication, it is very, very important to develop that personal rapport between the people or the peer group whom we are communicating. So for that reason, you need to make all that essential elements integrated in your communication such that you can make that rapport feasible and also flexible. Creating and developing that rapport and developing that emotional intellectual conversations among the peer groups, among the people of your family, it is very, very essential that you know the right way and the right mode of communication. How is that you're making your conversation qualitative? How is that you're going to make your conversation meaningful? It depends on the way how you have developed that rapport between the other person who is listening to you. If someone is listening to you, you must be able to understand and decode the meaning from the message which you have delivered. Then, how is that you made your speech so qualitative such that that person can interpret and evaluate the same meaning as he is speaking to you? Now, interpersonal skills involve the ability to communicate and build relationships. This helps us to build the relationships, to develop that rapport between the relationships, to bring up that trust and the thing which is very, very confidential can be developed through this interpersonal communication. Often be called people skills. It is often called people skills. We call interpersonal skills as people skills. That means the skills which is developed to build the rapport or interpersonal communication among the people. So therefore, we call it as a people skills. They tend to incorporate both your innate personality traits and how you have learned to handle such social situations. Now, how is that you're going to portray your personality traits? The way you make yourself look feasible and flexible, and how is that you're going to portray your personality traits of your attitude, your body language in the way of rendering the message to other person, and also how to handle certain social situations. That is, depending on the situation, place, time, how is that you are going to make yourself applicable and adaptive to resolve the issues that occur at that particular time and the region. So you must be very much ready and smart enough to resolve all these issues at very smartly or in a very smartly and in a very gentle way without hurting others. So therefore your interpersonal communication will be looked upon when you are trying to resolving the problems of the people among the groups. Effective interpersonal skills can help you during the job interview process. When you try to attend interviews, how is that you're going to communicate and develop that rapport between the interviewer and yourself, and how is that you're rightly communicating the message which he wants and where he gets interested in you. So you must be able to develop that emotional attachment, emotional communication while you are trying to talk to the person. He must be knowing the things very clearly, and also you must not see that you are making the conversation into long concepts. You must be able to concisely, briefly put forward your answers with the interviewer such that he understands what is your personality and he'll be able to shortlist you, and can have a positive impact on your career advancement. For your career advancement, interpersonal communication will surely help. It gives that negotiation, it builds that rapport, and it gives you the flexibility and helps you in coordinating and collaborating with all your team members respectively, depending upon the situation, place and time in your workplace. So try to understand and analyze the importance of this interpersonal communication, and try to put forward that application towards the communication process when you are working with the teams or when you're working in a professional arenas. What are interpersonal skills? Let us try to define this interpersonal skill in detail. Interpersonal skills are traits you rely on when you interact and communicate with others. That is, when you rely upon, that is, when you trust a person, you try to develop that trust and try to communicate yourself to that person and exchange the ideas, thoughts, whatever you want to tell it or expose it to the other person. They cover a variety of scenarios where communication and cooperation are essential. So, try to understand this variety of scenarios. Once you are in your workplace, you will not know how is that situation is going to be. You must be able to adapt the work environment. You must be able to understand and try to mingle up with all the situations around you. And you must be a good problem solver, as well as you must develop that good rapport with your communication and cooperation among the team members. That is your interpersonal skill. Some examples of interpersonal skills can be active listening. You must be an active listener to be a good speaker. Only when you can listen and sort out the importance of the message, you can respond it to the other person. So, being an active listener will surely help you to become a good communicator. Then, teamwork. Interpersonal communication will help you build in teamwork. The way you coordinate with your team members, the way you cooperate with your team members, the way you collaborate the things, all are developed, all are completely dependent upon this interpersonal skills. So, of course, the good interpersonal skills will help you in developing the teamwork and responsibility. How good you are at taking the responsibility and how good you are in resolving the issues that confront time to time, and how is that you are making your way, removing all these obstacles with good communication and your capability are the most important traits in your interpersonal communication. Leadership. Dependability, how is that you are going to define the dependability? How much relevantly, accurately you are trying to sort out how independent you are in working and how dependent you are while understanding the things and adapting your working environment is very, very important. Leadership. As a team leader, or a person who is superior to many employees, and the person whom you are going to show path or direct the employees, you must be able to have this leadership qualities. Leadership is not commanding. It is trying to direct and guide the co-fellow workers or the colleagues who are working with you, and trying to put forward the right decision while taking all other suggestion is a good leadership quality. So how is that you're going to develop? It is very easy if you have good interpersonal skills, if you have good rapport with others, if you can understand and respect all others' ideas, as well as you are a good decision maker in choosing the right answer for that particular situation. Then motivation. How good you are at motivating your fellow workers. How is that you are becoming an inspiration and motivating the team members when they are in the drop down stage or in the falling stage? Failure is a stepping stone for success. How is that you are going to motivate a fellow worker when he is low or when he is stressed out? So that quality can be acquired with good interpersonal skills, the way you talk, the way you communicate to others. Flexibility. You have to develop that flexibility enough to mold yourself anywhere and adapt the environment according to the time, place and the situation. You cannot say that I want to be alone, I do not want to work in a group. That will be a very bad sign. You must be able to cope with the people. You must be able to understand them and try to coordinate with them with all the important necessary qualities which are required to develop your interpersonal skills. Patience. Develops patience and empathy. Here, empathy is you are trying to make yourself stand in the shoes of the other person, trying to understand from others' point of view, try to interpret things from other point of view also. So therefore, it will help you in making you think before you take the decision. So all these qualities, that is active listening, taking responsibility, building the teamwork, motivating your colleagues, having empathetic towards others, all these elements will be surely developed in you once you start good interpersonal skills. That is, once you are acquired with this good interpersonal skills, you will be able to integrate all these qualities into your communication and you will rightly put them applicable in the context of your communication. Next, in a work environment, strong interpersonal skills are an asset that can help you navigate complexity, change and day-to-day tasks. Now, they are an asset which will help you in navigate complexity, that is, direct the complex situations. With good communication skills, good interpersonal skills, you can navigate the complexities, that is the problems which arose in the workspace, and they can change through day-to-day life. That is, once you are trying to gel with people, once you are trying to understand the situation from your point of view and from others' point of view, you will automatically improve day by day in the way of your communication and you will become at ease in resolving the issues at that particular moment and time. Strong interpersonal skills can help you during the job interview process, as interviewers look for applicants who can work well with others. So this is one of the most important skill which the interviewers or the employers look for. You must be able to have good interpersonal skills. You must have that rapport within your colleagues. You must also be formal enough to follow all the guidelines and do not cross the boundaries of respect and dignity while working with all the cooperation and coordination with your team members. So this is the quality which all the interviewers will look in you. So try to make good means of interpersonal skills in your communication. They will also help you succeed in almost any job by help you understand other people, adjusting your approach to work together effectively. Adjusting your approach to work together effectively. That is, when you know the other person, you will try to make your pace slower, or match with the other person, and you will try to adjust with the means to work with the other people. How good the other person will accept you. How is that your ideas and thoughts can be explained to the other person such that he understands in the same way. So adjustment is made in terms of conversation and also in terms of making others understanding. So as a good employee, as you are having a good quality of a good employee and you are a good communicator, you will be able to make others understand while trying to understand others too. So that adjustment level must be there between you and your colleagues. So try to adopt the means of good personal relations so that it will be very, very easy for you to make others understand, and you will also understand in the same way. It will be vice versa. So make yourself clear, concise and brief, and also follow all the rules and guidelines of the formal communication when you are in the workspace. That is very, very important. You cannot be informal. Though he is your friend, you cannot be informal. Being formal, being precise and being clear in with your communication is the most important quality which you have to possess. So try to adapt good means of interpersonal skill which will develop all these qualities within you. Here is a list of interpersonal skills for you to identify the ones you may possess that are valuable to employers. Now we have certain qualities which you have to possess, as we have already spoke about them. Let us try to understand them in detail. First one is active listening. How active you are in listening to others. It is very, very important quality. Being a good listener, you will be a good communicator. As I already told you, you must be able to listen to the people concerns, listen to the people ideas or views, what they want to put forward in front of you. So once you can understand them clearly, you will be able to understand the situation and you will be able to sort the solutions for the issues which come across to you. Active listening means listening to others with the purpose of gathering information and engaging with the speaker. Now, the sole purpose of a listener is listening to the other person's information and also to engage the other person speech. That is, you are, if it is one-to-one conversation, you are listening to the other person. Why is that you are listening? You want that message. You are in need of the message which the other person is talking about or delivering. So, you will be a keen listener to understand and know the message from the other person, and also you are there engaging the speaker while lending your ear to him or her. So that is the most important quality, first important quality which you have to possess in terms of making or building your interpersonal skills. Active listeners avoid distracting behaviors while in conversation with others. This can mean putting away or closing laptops or mobile devices while listening and asking and answering questions when prompted. So these are some of the barriers or the obstacles which come across when others are speaking. So try to put aside your laptops or the speakers or any kind of mobile devices that may distract you to listen to the other person. So, in terms of best listening quality, you should not encourage any kind of distraction between you and the speaker, and you have to try to answer and communicate with the other person while he is giving you the speech. When the interactive session is there, try to listen to it carefully and respond to it authentically. Then, dependability. Now, what is this dependability? Dependable people can be relied on in any given situation. How will that you know that I can depend on the other person? Is that the person whom you are choosing is right to be dependent on that situation? How will that you can be analyzing it? You can analyze only when you build good interpersonal relationship with the other person. Once you build this interpersonal relationship with the other person, you will know whether to trust him or not. If you can trust, you can depend on that person for any kind of situation or to resolve any kind of issue. This can include anything from being punctual to keeping promises. That is, try to sort out, try to engage with such people who are good in keeping their promises. If someone is promising and not sticking to his promise, then you will be in trouble. So try to understand the relevance of keeping promises. Not only the other person, you too do not promise anything which you cannot do. Only promise when you can do those things. So if you break the promises, that trust will not be there. So before you make promises, you must be able to very clearly understand whether you are capable enough to resolve it or not. So making promises is not very easy. If you are making it, you have to follow it. Employers highly value dependable workers and trust them with important tasks and duties. Why do employers select those people who are dependable, who are trustworthy, and they assign those important tasks related to their organization? Now, how is that you are going to be a good dependent employee of your organization? How your employer is relying on you? How is that he is trusting you? That all that can be built only with your good interpersonal skill with the employer. So for that, you must be able to develop that rapport in terms of making your employer happy and also in terms of making him trust you in the very vital situations. Then empathy, a worker's emotional intelligence. Here, a worker's emotional intelligence is related with your empathy. You must be able to understand the right situation where the other employee is standing in. You must be able to analyze and interpret things from the point of view of the person whom you are talking to. Is how well they understand the needs and feelings of others. How well you are good at understanding your co-workers' needs and feelings. How well you are trying to interpret and analyze the right meaning, right message of the other person is very, very essential. Employers may hire empathetic or compassionate employees to create a positive, high-functioning workspace. That is, to create the positive and high functioning workplace, you must be empathetic towards your employees. So try to understand the relevance of making others understand as well as you are also understanding them, standing in the right position and trying to evaluate things. Do not create any misunderstanding. Correctly, rightly, try to understand the concern of the other employee and try to put yourself in that situation and analyze the right solution for the problems. Then, leadership. Leadership is an important interpersonal skill that involves effective decision making. So, as a leader, you will have to listen to so many people around you. Then, how is that your leadership quality will be enlightened? That can be enlightened and that can be trusted when you have the right decision making ability. So, try to listen to all the concerns of the people around you. But instantly you cannot take the decision. You must be able to be a good evaluator in terms of taking or selecting the right solution for your employees. Effective leaders incorporate many other interpersonal skills like empathy and patience. A leader must possess these qualities. What are those? Empathy and the patience. You must be able to patient enough to listen to others, to understand others, to converse with others and try to give time to your co-workers or the employers or the peer group whom with you are working. Leadership skills can be used by both managers and individual contributors. So, these can be used by any person. If you want to be, it's not that somebody who is called a leader can do it. You can yourself stand and do the things as you feel like, as you understand, as you can communicate with others. You can resolve those problems not just as a leader but also an employer, acquiring this leadership qualities. In any role, employers value people who take ownership to reach common goals. So, always the person who takes ownership of his decisions will be valuable in the organization. You must be standing for your own self. You must be capable enough to resolve your issues at that time and place without taunting or without blaming someone. So, employers will always like such person who takes the responsibility of himself and he will bring out the right solution for the problems. Teamwork. The ability to work together as a team is extremely valuable in every workspace. This is one of the most important element which you all as students who are going to place in your professional arenas must understand. You cannot say that I can work alone or I will be sitting alone. I can do the change. I can bring the change in an organization working alone. No, that's not possible, because every project need teammates. You need a good team to build your ideas, to make your ideas become successful. So, you must be able to acquire these qualities of coordination, cooperation, collaboration, and as well as controlling. You must be able to control the team members. You must be able to collaborate, take right decisions in your team building ability. Teamwork involves many other interpersonal skills like communication, active listening, flexibility, and responsibility. These are 4 elements which are very, very essential for you as a team builder. If you are the team leader, you must possess good communication qualities, you must have good listening ability, and you must be able to flexibly understand and give time to your teammates, and also take the responsibility, take the ownership of all the deeds which happen by your team. Those who are good team players are often given important tasks in the workplace and may be seen good candidates for promotions. When it comes to your appraisals and promotions, they will look forward for this good team building ability in you. So, for good promotions and for your growth in the organizations, you must be a good team player, understanding, analyzing, evaluating the right solution to all the problems, and be able to coordinate, cooperate, and collaborate with all your co-workers is the important quality as a team player. How to improve this interpersonal skills? Till now, we have understood why this interpersonal skills are important. Now, how is that we are going to improve this interpersonal skills? In what ways? Consider the following ways which we are going to discuss to improve your interpersonal skills. 1. Attend workshops or online classes. Try to attend all those workshops to understand how to develop this interpersonal skills, how the speaker is having rapport with the audience, how is that you are able to coordinate and build the work with the teammates. It's all important thing. So attending different workshops and also online classes will help you in making and betterment of your interpersonal skills. There are several workshops, online classes, and videos on ways you can practice building interpersonal skills, while many are free. So, we have so much of sources, so many sources which will help us to build our interpersonal skills, and they are free of cost. So, you can utilize all those stuff to improve your interpersonal skills. Then, seek opportunities to build relationships. Try to seek the opportunity. Be ready to stand and grasp the opportunity to build the interpersonal relationship among your professional groups or even your family issues. If you work from home, or do not otherwise have many opportunities to build interpersonal skills, you might consider joining a group. So working from home may be a good option, but you will not have good opportunity to work with so many team members. So try to utilize the opportunity wherever you come across to work with certain group of people in the way of developing your interpersonal skills. This could be related to your work, networking or industry, specific jobs, or simply a group that shares a similar interest or hobby. So try to engage and try to communicate with people who have similar interests with you. Maybe the ideas, the innovations, or any kind of research works are matching with the people who are working with you. So try to develop more rapport and more communication with them such that the relation will grow, as well as you will know and learn many new things and gain the knowledge out of it. So this is very essential to choose the group and work along with the group in the way of developing your interpersonal communication skills. Then be thoughtful about ways your interactions could improve. So always be thoughtful. Be smart enough to understand the different ways, different contexts which are really helpful to you in the way of developing this interpersonal skills. Take time to review the interactions you have had and consider ways you could have interacted more effectively. So once the interaction is over, take some time and try to understand the relevance of the conversation that has happened. Try to sort out the reasons of which you are trying to analyze that conversation and try to build up that conversation's essentialities after you finish it. That is, reviewing your conversation will surely help you to build that good command over the message that which has delivered it to you in terms of that communication. This might be certain words you say, ways you reacted, or body you used. How is that? Once you reflect, you will understand what is that you spoke and what is that body language you have showed. So next time you will be able to improve it. Only when you have put forward your ideas, how is that you put forward them, and what kind of body language you have acquainted yourself to improve that message conversation is very essential. So reviewing your conversations will surely help you in rebuilding your body language and the way of your conversation. You can again enhance and also develop your levels of conversation in terms if there is any mistake. Ask trusted friends and colleagues for constructive criticism. So this is one of the most important element which you all have to remember. Don't ever think that if somebody is giving you a feedback, don't think that why should I take that feedback. If that person is your friend or a trustworthy person, try to understand why that criticism has taken place. Try to develop yourself in making that criticism in the right way. All the criticism sometimes will show the path towards the positivity. You can improve yourself with that right criticism which is given by your friends or the trustworthy people. Again, there is the other side of this criticism too, where some people, due to jealousy or some other factor, they criticize you. You must be able to sort it out. So for now time being, you can understand that you can ask a trustworthy friend or a person whom you like can genuinely give you the feedback about your conversations, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. You can take the positive feedback from them. It is helpful to get a third party perspective about your skill level and specific ways you can improve. So take the feedback from the third party and try to improve yourself in the way of your conversations and develop your interpersonal skills. Ask friends or trusty colleagues to provide constructive criticism regarding your interpersonal skills. You can ask them to give right feedback such that you can improve your interpersonal skills. Observe other positive interpersonal interactions. This is also a kind of exercise which you all can take up. You can observe people talking, how they are talking to each other, how the messages are put forward between them, and how is that one is reacting to other person, and what are those ways which are effectively and qualitatively used in the way of the other's conversation. So observing them, you can have some techniques. You can learn and acquire some techniques to use in your day-to-day conversation. Especially eminent speakers and good scholars, orators, they deliver a very good speech, and they also have some interactive sessions. There you can learn so many things, how to carry yourself, how to talk to the other person, what kind of body language is good for certain areas. All these stuff you can learn by observing the seminars, workshops, the speakers who really deliver it in the way that is really good to you. It can also be helpful to learn by observing others use their interpersonal skills. Observe positive interactions. So, try to understand and make yourself relevant with the information which is essential to you on the positive note around you, and apply the qualities you admire to your own relationships. If you really admire somebody's way of conversation, somebody's way of body language, you can of course use them in terms of developing your relationships with the other, unless it is suitable and it is acceptable. Then seek mentorship. Try to take mentorship. Try to understand and be ready to take the instructions and the guidelines from the others. Asking someone you trust, admire, and respect to counsel you on improving interpersonal skills and advancing in your career can be an extremely effective plan to learn. That is, try to ask another person to help you in improving your interpersonal skills, taking day-to-day feedback from them and trying to practice these good interpersonal skills with the group, with the people who you trust, who you are very close to may help you in this exercise. Setting goals for yourself can also provide structure, making your learning more efficient by understanding. So, try to understand the relevance of the situation and relevance of the communication as the people whom you are going to address. You should able to understand what he is, who he is, and the conversation, what it is going to be between you people. Is it qualitative? Once you understand it is qualitative, so you have to make yourself be ready to make the other person understand rightly the message, such that the conversation will become very qualitative and accurate. Including interpersonal skills on a resume. So, this is one of the very most important thing which you all have to make a habit. Try to include your interpersonal skills on resume. How? On your resume, include a few key interpersonal skills under the skills section. Generally, the best skills to put on a resume are those that you are confident will be verified by any of the references you list on your job applications. So, being clear about your interpersonal skills will help the employer to shortlist you. If he really understands and he has some criteria over some interpersonal skills in the selection, you will be shortlisted if you preferably mention it on your resumes. Review the job posting to understand which of your skills are most relevant to the job you are applying for and which you should prioritize on your resume. So, before you apply for any position, try to understand what is the criteria for that job position, and according to it, what are those skills which are looked by the employer. Try to sort it out and put forward those qualities on the resume such that the employer will choose you and shortlist you. Your resume skills section may look like this. Example, technical skills, you can write like this: POS systems, Excel, HTML, digital phone systems, like this. Additional skills. Under additional skills, you can add effective team player, highly communicative and cooperative, active listener, innovative researcher. Your resume can take this and try to put forward what your expertise in. Try to mention it to them such that when they look on your resume, they will have that interest in you with those qualities which they are looking for. So this will help you in making your resume shortlisted. So your resume skill section may also look like this. One more example. Built and mentioned relationships with 20 plus influencers, including bloggers, editors, and stylists, that led to 20% increase in media visibility. That is clearly mentioning about your ability with the proof of evidence of its quality. Collaborated with a cross-functional team comprising people from 5 different departments on company-wide PR initiatives to develop a new employee branding strategy. One more example. Collaborated with internal and external partners, thanks to strong influencing skills, secure 30 plus editorial product placements in high fashion magazines. In this way, you can represent your interpersonal skills on your resume. Seeing this, the employer will shortlist you because they are looking for certain qualities within you. If they are highlighted on the resume, of course, their attention will be towards you and you'll be shortlisted in that. You can also provide examples of your interpersonal skills in the experience sessions on your resumes. Do this by including concrete examples of how you worked with others and the result. So, be specific enough to put forward the quality which you have and how the quality has worked you in bringing up the quality or making some achievement in the previous workspace. For example, collaborated with designers, copywriters, and strategists on a rebranding initiative that resulted in a 30% increase in web visits. That is, here we are mentioning the success of that quality, isn't it? So, try to put forward the quality with the achievement of the quality what you have acquired. With this, you can seek the attention. You can make the employer's attention towards you in shortlisting you or selecting you for that particular position. So, try to understand the most important role played by this interpersonal skills and develop them, practice them for the good and well-built career in your lives. Thank you.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.